This is Planet Playskool, an interactive experience from Hasbro and the first of its kind. This is here to teach kids all about STEM using some of the most loved characters of all time, both of old and of new. Let's go check it out.
Tucked inside the Paramus Mall, this place is basically Hasbro saying, what if we brought our entire toy universe to life? There's a crazy cool Play-Doh area, Tinkertoy challenges, a Transformer zone where, spoiler alert, you can save the Allspark, and a few other surprises we didn't see coming. Amanda Kaiser from the Planet Playskool team is giving us a behind-the-scenes tour, and trust me, this place is way more than just a big kids play area.
So if you start over here in this section, this is what we call our Play-Doh imagination station. So we have the Play-Doh cinema. In here, we have Play-Doh vending machines where you get a code when you come in, you get to select your color. And then here on the tables, there's all different tools, cutters, etc. And then on these little screens over here, you can put your creation in, scan it through the popcorn, and then it'll come up on the screen. This is Play-Doh Touch, so this is kind of like a sensory and soft play area. So in here we have all sensory panels, and then our foam pit, which kids love, as well as the additional sensory panels on the wall. But this is for, fun, soft play for the littles.
Are kids still playing with Play-Doh? Like, is that as popular as it was when I was a kid?
Just as popular as it always has been.
Next up is whatever this thing's called. I don't know what it's actually called, but I like to call it the noodle wall. But just a much bigger version of the ones we're used to seeing. One big enough that you can make imprints using your whole body. Even me.
All right, and then this is Spirograph Studio, so it's a combination of digital as well as just kind of old school. So this is our art station where you can actually use the spirograph itself with the markers. And then there's a kind of digital modern take on things. So this is our crank wheel. You can choose your color as well as your design. And then when you crank it, it shows up on the floor over there.
Cool.
Almost there.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And then these are our kind of digital Spirograph Studio boards. So kind of again, same thing. You'll tap here, select your color, select your design, and then drag it as you would. And then it'll pop up the different designs. And then we have an old school, just like arts and crafts station, coloring papers and markers, which is always popular, just like a hands-on activity.
What's the kind of the average age of kids that you see coming through here?
I mean, we see everyone from like 0 to probably like 9 or 10 is at the max. But I think the sweet spot is somewhere from like 3 to 7.
Got it. So learning their colors, learning how to draw kind of for the first time.
Lots of sensory play.
Got it.
This is our Mousetrap Cheese Run. So this is kind of the jungle gym style area. You can go through, obviously in here, we have a slide, we have a ball pit up there. And then over here, these are all like remnants from the actual game and different things. The biggest thing with Mousetrap is it's a cause and effect game. So all of these different activations are kind of, you're doing something and then you're finding the effect of it. So you're placing the ball in and then it's going through all of the different obstacles and then coming out at the end. And then same with your building your Mousetrap contraption. It's all, cause and effect gameplay.
This is a classic board game, right? Yeah.
And then that takes us over here into PJ Mask City. So the PJ Maskers are 3 kids who at night, they put their PJs on and they become superheroes and save the city. So you have Gecko, this is the Gecko climb wall. So you start over here and then you climb the wall and the objective is to kind of like when they, like whack-a-mole style, like get the different colors as they light up. And then you climb up and down.
Got it.
This is the Catboy Dash. So essentially you stand here, it scans you in, and then there's, these sensory cameras that'll sense your movements. And then from here, it's kind of like you run back and forth, dodge obstacles, gather toys to save the day.
Cool.
As you can kind of see that one there.
I haven't heard of the PJ Masks, but that's probably because it came after being a kid.
Started as a French cartoon and then it was brought to America and adapted here, but super popular with the little ones. And then this is the Owlette Wing Challenge. So this is the third of the PJ Mask trio, and hers is a really straightforward.
Got it.
Kind of like skee ballish, but with like an airsoft.
Sweet.
Yeah. And then the classic Hasbro Light Bright. So this is probably one of the simplest activations, but one of the most popular.
Yeah, I believe it.
And yeah, you could just bring any of your designs to life.
Fun.
We have had really cool designs come in created by kids, everything from rainbows to their name spelled out to SpongeBob. So
I want to see the SpongeBob one. That feels like it would take some time to do.
it does. Older kids though, they'll like sit and
Sit there
be
for a
really
while.
diligent with it.
I might not have the time to make a light bright SpongeBob today, but I did have time to make this, which is a great reminder for you to subscribe to the channel to see other really fun places like this all across the country. Now, before we head over to my favorite activity of the day, let me tell you about a partner of ours that makes these videos possible.
From the second you check in and sign your waiver, Roller's already working to make things smooth. But they don't just stop there. They help entertainment venues handle ticketing, POS, memberships, and everything else that keeps the fun going. So if you run a place built for fun, Roller is the secret weapon you've been looking for. Check them out at roller.software.
Do you hear that? I think it's time to go play with some Tinkertoys. These were some of my favorite things to play with as a kid, getting to build different houses, cars, and stick people, among other things.
And then these are the Tinker tracks. So you'll come here, you'll build your car design. There's the different wheels that you can use and everything like that, and it'll take you through step by step. And then you can race timer, and then it'll tell you if your car came in first, second, third, or
Oh,
fourth.
that's cool. That's a lot of fun. I would spend a lot of time here.
Definitely, yeah.
Me versus my brother would spend the whole day just doing this.
Exactly, and it takes some real engineering to get the wheels to turn and to go fast.
I can only imagine.
It's definitely trial and error, but it's a lot of fun.
Okay, cool.
And then this is Tinkertoy Tower. So essentially you can build right into this wall all of your different creations. As you can see, someone kind of made their own little flower garden up here.
That's really cool.
Yeah. Oh, and then of course we just have our tabletop play. So if you just want to do an
just the
old school,
classics.
building of your Tinker toys, you can come to these tables and all the pieces and parts are here.
And as far as like the kids coming in here, I'm assuming a lot of birthday parties and like, is there field trips? Like what are the groups that you see?
Yeah, so Planet Playskool is all STEM based. So it's science, technology, engineering, art, and math.
Yeah.
So every single part of this, there's a curriculum that's like baked into like how you can do all of your different field trips, kind of activities that you could do pre-visiting Planet Playskool, post-visiting Planet Playskool. So tons of field trips, camps in the summer, homeschool groups, church groups, birthday parties on the weekends, everything really.
Got it, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Especially if you were in school, this would be such a fun field trip.
Yeah,
Because you also are learning something, experiencing the different aspects of STEM, but also like with the different IPs that you're already familiar with and having fun with. You don't realize you're learning, I'm sure.
Yeah, and for the adults too. Like for the adult chaperones, there's that nostalgia aspect as well. So some of the toys that they forgot existed, they come in here and who's played with a light bright recently, This is our area that kind of skews a little bit older. So this is a lot of kind of like puzzle-based games. So we have the power-up puzzle, exactly what it sounds like. You do a puzzle, and then it will, power up the ARC bot so that you can take off and save the world. Race for All Spark, it's a pedal game.
When you come in here, do you have access to all of the activities? Like once you're in here, it's just kind of go do whatever you want? Yeah,
and it's unlimited play as well. So it's not like you're coming in and you're here for 60 minutes. You come in, you have unlimited access to everything. There's no additional like upgrades or anything.
That's fun.
And you can stay all day.
Yeah, I feel like that makes it easy. Just when you're in here, do whatever you want. You don't have to worry about like swiping a game card and all that too.
Exactly. And then we have our deception decoder. So you're decoding different patterns and things of that nature based on.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so this is really cool. This is a fun one.
Is that like, it's like salt or like sand or something?
It's like sand, and there's magnetics that turn it into different shapes. And then basically from there, you look at the different shape that you have and you can put it into the decoder, which will give you different messages, which will help you win the game. And then last is our Explorer. So this is just a joystick-based game where you basically collect the different power-ups that you need in order for you to take off. And also you're racing against the clock as well. And then another one of Hasbro's IPs is the Easy Bake Oven. So this is the Easy Bake Cafe that pays homage to that. Unfortunately, there isn't a big Easy Bake oven
I'm sure you get asked that a lot.
Yeah, all of the time. People are like, where's the Easy Bake Oven making the snacks? Unfortunately, a commercial version of that doesn't exist.
Yeah.
But you know, there's the nostalgia aspect to it, but you can come here and get any, you know, light bites, quick snacks, things like that.
Got it. Yeah, I feel like if you just had regular Easy Bake Ovens, doing one of those at a time, to feed a family of 5 would take like 25, 30 minutes.
It would be really cool to have it all like going on, but not practical.
Maybe in the future.
So this is our private party rooms. Field trips also use it for lunch and things like that. There's a blue room and a red room, which is over there. So smaller parties can use them individually, but if you have a party, let's say that's over 40 people, you can have access to the entire space for your private party. Yeah. We have like a pretty full camp schedule, and they'll utilize this as like a lunch room / like home base for all of their stuff.
Makes sense.
But for the birthday parties, sometimes these rooms become unrecognizable with the different party modes and all that fun stuff.
So that was Planet Playskool, and this place was a blast, and I can see how it's fun for both the kids and the parents that have a lot of nostalgia here. Something tells me there's gonna be a few more of these popping up in the near future. I'll see you at the next place.
And before you go, make sure to watch this next video of another really cool place we've been before that YouTube thinks that you might like.